Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to say hey to everybody who is here and will see this video this afternoon. This is a bonus session because last night we did not do our live 7 p.m. session. So I said, you know what? Let me do a bonus session tonight, this afternoon. Let me give it to the people. Let me share with everybody. So I want to say, hey, 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 welcome. For those of you who do not know me, I am Sean Smith, Mr. Smith, aka Professor Home Care. And today I'm here with you. And for those of you who don't know me, here's an opportunity for you to get to know me because I'm going to give you some valuable information. So tonight, I'm just not just going to give you something, but I'm going to take something away from you. I'm going to take away your favorite excuse, right? We all have them. Everybody's got a favorite excuse. Everybody's got their go-tos. But I'm going to take it away from you tonight because you've been lying to yourself. You've been telling yourself that you have a marketing problem, but you don't. You don't have a marketing problem. What you have a nobody believes you yet problem. Now, what are you saying, Miss? What does that mean? Well, the first of all, I'm gonna tell you that there's no amount of posting that is going to fix that until you understand the difference between being seen and being chosen. Let me say that again. There's a difference between being seen and being chosen. And let me show you what I mean. So I want you to picture the most crowded restaurant in your town on a Friday night. It's Friday night and it's packed. Now, I want you to name three people who are in it. Just three. You can't because being in the room is not the same as being seen in the room. And being seen is not the same as being trusted. Let me say that one more time, right? Let me say it again. Being seen in the room, being in the room is not the same as being seen in the room. And being seen is not the same as being trusted. You see, most agency owners are chasing presence and calling it marketing, but it's not. It's not marketing. What it is noise. And it's noise that you slap a logo on. Now, I want you to drop seen in the comments if you've ever been confusing followers with believers. Drop it in the comments. Because there's a psychologist named Robert Zajunk, and back in 1968, he proved something the home care industry still hasn't caught up to this very day, and he called it the mere exposure effect. Now, when people see something over and over, they start to feel familiar with it. But here's the catch: familiar is not the same as trusted. It's not. So you can recognize a jingle from a product you would never buy, right? You can know a face and not loan it $10. Recognition is a low cost transaction. Trust is a high cost one. Now, there are two more researchers, Petty and Cacioppo. They took this further in 1986. They built a model called the elaboration likelihood model. Now, don't worry about the name, but worry about more about what it says. There are two paths to a decision: the peripheral path, based on looks, reputation, how the person makes you feel in 5 seconds, and the central path, which is based on substance, evidence, what they've actually delivered. Peripheral persuasion fades, central persuasion sticks. See, visibility uses the peripheral path, authority uses the central path. When a family is picking the agency that will care for their mother with dementia, they're not on a peripheral path. They're on the central path. They need proof. They need reasons. They need evidence that you're not just another logo in their news feed. And God knows in this day and age, there are so many of them. The news feed is running over with them. So I want you to type proof if you've ever been giving your audience peripheral content when they need central evidence. Drop it in the chat for me. Now, let me tell you about year 3 at A Touch of Love. We had a bunch of followers on Facebook, and I was proud of the number. I would refresh the page in the morning and feel like a CEO. Then we got a phone call from a family here in Connecticut. Their mother had advanced dementia. Their estate planner had recommended us. I was excited. I drove over for the consultation in my best shirt, brought my brochures. I knew my pitch cold. We sat down, and the daughter said something. She said, "Mr. Smith, we've never heard of you." I smiled and said, "We have a whole bunch of followers on Facebook." She looked at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. You know what she said? "We don't follow you. We follow our church. We follow our doctor. We follow our neighborhood. Why should we trust you with our mother?" It's a heck of a question. And it was one at that moment that I had absolutely no answer for. Because followers on Facebook wasn't an answer. It was a participation trophy. And I drove home that night and I asked myself a question. And I want you to ask yourself a question too. Am I being seen by the right people, or am I just being seen? And there's a difference. The agencies that figure out how to stop posting for the algorithm and start posting for the decision maker are the ones that get the client. So I want you to drop mirror in the comment if this is talking about you. Tonight is the night you stop counting followers and start counting believers. Now, pillar number 1, the mirror test. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to pull up your last 30 posts. Look at them the way a stranger would look at them. A stranger who has never met you, a stranger whose mother just got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Would that stranger learn to trust you from those 30 posts, or would they just recognize you? And there's a difference. Those are different scores. Recognition is, I've seen that logo before. Trust is, I would let her into my mother's bedroom at 6 a.m. when she can't get out of bed. If your last 30 posts are inspirational quotes, stock photos of seniors smiling, and happy Friday graphics, you have visibility. You don't have trust. Trust posts look different. Trust posts answers questions. The family is afraid to ask out loud. Trust posts tell stories with names and outcomes and what the caregiver did differently than the other people that come through there, that have come through their home or might. Now, pillar number 2, the credibility stack. From this week forward, every appearance you make needs to carry 3 things. 3, just 3. 1, a result you've actually delivered. Not we provide compassionate care, an actual outcome. Mrs. Johnson stayed in her home for 18 more months because we caught the silent UTI in week 3. That's a result. 2, a name who will vouch for you, a family member, a discharge planner, a doctor, somebody with a face and a title who is willing to say your name out loud. 3, a stance you're willing to defend, an opinion, a line in the sand, something the cheap agency down the street would never say. Result, name, stance. Those 3 things stacked together will move you from visible to credible. Pillar 3, the 1-for-1 replacement. This week, I want you to take 1 motivational post off your schedule. Just one. Just one. I want you to replace it with 1 case study and 1 bold opinion. That's it. Same number of posts, different content. Now, the case study shows that you do the work. The bold opinion shows that you think about the work that you're doing. Doers and thinkers become trusted. Cheerleaders become forgotten. I want you to do this for 90 days. And if you do this right, you will not recognize the quality of your inquiries. The price shoppers will stop calling. The decision makers will start calling because they'll see what followers never showed them. They will see that you're actually worth trusting. Now, I want you to comment 1 for 1 if you're swapping one post this week, and I want to see who's actually doing the work. So here's what you got today. The mirror test to see what you actually look like to people who matter. The credibility stack to make every appearance count. And the 1 for 1 replacement to start the shift without burning your calendar down. Visibility is a vote count. Authority is a bank account. Stop confusing them. The agencies dominating their territory are not seen, they're more believed. If you want to stop being a logo and start being the obvious choice, I'm going to invite you to the Home Care 7-Figure Blueprint community on Facebook. That's where we build the systems that turn followers into believers. I want you to drop Blueprint in the comments or send me a DM and I'll show you what's inside. And the best part of it, it's all free. And on Saturday, we have our live Q&A at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to bring your mirror test result, bring your credibility stack draft, bring the bold opinion that you're scared to post. Bring your toughest questions, and we'll answer them live on that session. And it is also free. I want you to comment Saturday if you're coming. I want to thank you for being here this afternoon. Now go look in the mirror. And I'll see you at 7 p.m. tonight in our Home Care 7-Figure Blueprint community. Bye for now.